Hi! Hello everybody, my name is Hunter and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my reading video diary of 2015. Basically I have 6 categories. They range from books I did not enjoy that much this year to books I loved this year. And I have a cheat sheet here. And let's do this. Let's do this. So first up, I have disappointing and / agonizing books. Something's popping out. There were only 2 of these books that I fit into this category, which I guess is a good thing. The first one is James Patterson's Maximum Ride Forever. This came out in May, I believe. And I was kind of looking forward to it. I mean, it's another Maximum Ride book, yay. But it ended up taking a turn. James Patterson ended up taking a turn that I really wasn't a fan of. Something I'm not a huge fan of in YA lit. And that's just the way I roll. Maybe you loved it. I didn't, and everyone I know who's read it was like, what? I mean, why did this even need to exist? But yeah. Why did the last 6 books need to exist? Nobody knows. Next is The Catcher in Rye by J.D. Salinger. I wanted to burn this book. I wanted to rip this book up. I had to read it for school. I'm pretty sure that's a good explanation. I hate it. Yeah, I don't even care, though. No remorse. And then my next category is overhyped books. And I'm really good with overhyped books. Really good meaning, like, I'm usually on the majority side rather than the minority side. And this is something I was on the minority side. I didn't enjoy these books as much as I know other people have. So we're just gonna start with this one here. I only read the first one in this series. It's The Maze Runner by James Dashner. I hated the first one so much that I did not go on. I just couldn't go on. So I am now just watching the movies. Just watching the movies. Story of my life. Something you should do with the Divergent trilogy, in my opinion. And then there's, oh my gosh, okay, this one was overhyped, and I read it because I wanted to watch the movie. I did not enjoy the book. I still haven't seen the movie. Me and Earl and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews. Did I say it? Yeah, I did. Okay. This one, I really didn't like this one either. Probably because I had such high expectations. Everyone who's read it said, oh my god, it's so funny, it's hilarious, you have to read it, it's my favorite book in the world. I did not laugh at all, and that made me really kind of sad that I didn't laugh. And I just I couldn't buy into any of it. I didn't like the characters. I couldn't do it, guys. I just couldn't do it. He, tried to make things weird and cool, but they weren't. They were kind of just eh. And that's just my opinion. I know a bunch of people who loved it. I definitely say it's worth a shot, to see if you like it or not. But just my personal preferences and opinions, and that's the way it is with reading. It's really like a hit or miss with pretty much all books. So my next category is honorable mentions. Honorable mentions not for the #1 book of the year, but honorable mentions for books that I read this year that I liked, or that I wanted to put in my 2. Okay, so basically how it goes is I have these 2 at the bottom, which I just went through. Then I have honorable mentions, and then they split off into 2. Yeah, I have honorable mentions, and those split off into 2 groups, which is fantasy and contemporary. And then that goes to the 1 book of the year, which I loved the mostest. So honorable mentions, starting with the first one up top. The first 2 are contemporary, and then the rest are fantasy. There's only 5 though. The first one is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. I really liked this book. I had a lot of, like, it was, I don't want to say fun, because it's kind of a sad book. Like, feelings, and it was really well written, I feel. I just really liked this one as a whole, and I mean, I liked it. I'd recommend you read it. And next is one that I feel like I had too high of expectations for, because I know Christine from Pulling Bananas Books really liked this one, and I was like, oh, I'll read it, because she liked it, and we kind of had the same taste, which is, like, still holds true to this day. So, that one is Just One Day by Gail Forman. I've read all of Gail's books. I've read If I Stay Duology, I've read I Was Here, I've read these two, and I have also read Just One Night, which, I mean, it was cool. And I liked this one. I really liked the storyline. I really liked the characters. I liked the pacing. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill him. Anyways, so this one, recommend. And then is one that would be on my favorites for, like, dystopian. It's dystopian. It would be on my favorites, but it wasn't. There was one aspect missing, and that was me loving the characters. I love most of the characters. It's just two that just really get on my nerves here in this trilogy. That's the Selection trilogy. The main character, America Singer, as well as Aspen, really get on my nerves. I think the world of Maxon, like, he's amazing, but this is, America Singer really ruined this series for me. And then there's a series that honestly shaped me as a person. I reread this series this year. I loved it so much. My camera's crooked, but I don't care. I love them. I love it so much that it was just so beautiful. Oh. And that is the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series by Rick Riordan. I love all of Rick's books. They're so good, and I didn't want to include them because I've read them so many times, but they honestly are some of my favorites, and I wanted to give some chances to the new ones, so I love them so much. Everyone should read all of those. I'm serious, but really though, you know. Next is a quartet that I read half last year and half this year. So I'm including it because I finished it, and that is The Giver Quartet by Lois Lowry. I had the first two last year and the last two this year. And oh my gosh, I loved it. Oh my gosh. My least favorite's probably Messenger. Just saying. My favorite's probably Gathering Blue because I loved it so much. I had a lot of fun with them. Next category is my favorite fantasy, the dystopian. I don't think I've watched dystopian. I have one. Like, fictional realism? I don't know. Anyways, first up is the first book I read all year is Grave Mercy by Robin the Fevers. I loved this book so much. I had a lot of fun reading it. It was just so enjoyable and great and amazing. Recommended the whole trilogy, his Fair Assassins trilogy. And next we have so my repetitive author, sorry about that, Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard by Rick Riordan. The first book, The Sword of Summer. It's this one. I read it. I loved it. It was great. Percy Jackson is still a bit higher, but this is only the first book. Can't say much about it. But oh my God, it was so good. So good. I loved it. Next up, I have another first book, An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is made the second book, one of my most anticipated books of next year. I am so excited for it. It's not even funny. And I loved it, and I recommend this one to everybody because it was so enjoyable for me, and I didn't think I was going to enjoy it that much, and I read it for Booksplosion, and I'm a hipster now, so that makes me happy. Next is a duology, companion duology thing, however that's considered. Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer. So Between the Lines and Off the Page. Yeah, it's a fangirl's dream. I wish I could do this to a character. Cough, William Herondale. Cough. Just Bay. And then another one, the last one in this category, because there's only 5. The City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, the 3rd book in the Mortal Instruments, my favorite book in the Mortal Instruments, closely followed by City of Heavenly Fire, because City of Heavenly Fire was magnificent, but City of Glass is so much fun. Next one is my favorite contemporaries of the year, and I tried putting these in order of least favorite to favorite, and it didn't work out that well. So these are kind of in order, kind of not in order, because it's really hard to organize. But first up, I have Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. This is my 3rd, consecutive, chronologically. This is my 2nd one, but it's like I've read 3 of hers. I read Fangirl, this one, and then Carry On. I like this one more than Fangirl, because Fangirl didn't impress me as much as I wanted it to, because it has so much hype. But I read this one, and oh my god, I loved it so much. I thought it was great. Oh my gosh. Look at that stack of books right there. Bam! Next we have My Love Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. One of the first books I read this year. Loved it so much. And I'm really happy with all of Huntley Fitzpatrick's books, which I've read all of them, which exist currently. And next we have Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I love it so much. I love it. Oh my god. I just reread it and never ceases to amaze. Ooh. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Next we have Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Oh my god, can we just... And then, oh my god, everyone has to read this if you like contemporaries. If not, don't blame me if you don't like it, because it's contemporary and I love it. I loved it. I really did like it. It was so much fun to read. And then, probably my favorite contemporary I read all year, probably because I related to the main character so much, is Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. I love this book. It was so much fun to read. It was so cute, and it was, oh my god. Everything about this book, I can't find any flaws in it, because I love it so much. And someone can probably find a flaw, but personally, I loved it. Then, my favorite book, last category, favorite book of 2015. You haven't seen it before. If you know me, you probably know what's coming.